Hey Gerald, I was just
So
wondering what are you up to?
I took some pictures, and
Mm-hmm.
if you want to come over here, I can show you these bowls that I'm photographing
The walls.
up here on the top shelf. I just did
Okay.
these.
So can you just tell me the process here? You're taking the photos of the bowl and then.
Yeah, so for these, I shoot them against the wood backdrop so that you get a sense of scale of each bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And I take an overhead shot looking down, but because this is a 3D object with,
Mm-hmm.
obviously I'm sculpting this out. And then I
Yeah.
also take a shot. They call it an isometric
Yeah.
photograph. So I take four. I have each of the kind of four main angles of it.
Oh wow, this one is
And
beautiful.
so I shoot it with this Canon camera
Mm-hmm.
with a 50 millimeter lens. And I set up the camera so I'm looking at each bowl at a 45-degree angle.
Mm-hmm.
And this is shows Sugiban wood treatment on poplar wood, and each of
Yeah.
these wood slats is 3 inches wide. So when you're looking at my products, you can just count how many boards there are to
Mm-hmm.
see, to sort of compare from piece to piece how big each piece is
Mm-hmm.
relative to the other ones. And so this photograph is called the isometric shot.
Yeah.
So I transferred them to my computer, and
Okay.
I today's the 10th, so they come in as I'm using the Canon RAW, so they come in like this, and I have all these shots.
Mm-hmm.
So those pictures are when I'm calibrating the color temperature in Kelvin, and
Mm-hmm.
I like natural light. I think there's nothing quite like natural light because the sun is, it just has the most of any light spectrum. Artificial light doesn't have as full of a spectrum, but the tricky thing is that the temperature of the sunlight is changing as the clouds are moving around
Okay.
and the time of day. So you want to just keep shooting against a reference, which is this, so then I can calibrate
Mm-hmm.
the color temperature. And the camera then knows against something that's a consistent gray, and it can calibrate itself. So anyways, so then these are the photos, and again, these are the isometric shots. So the
And
next step from here is to name these according to the file,
mm-hmm.
and I offloaded them from the Canon camera, and now I can delete everything on the Canon.
And
And then I'll
what
close
do you
them.
do after you name them?
After I name them, I take them into the Photos app. I
Mm-hmm.
just use the Apple the Apple Photos.
Mm-hmm.
I don't use anything like Adobe, and I just take them into here and I edit them. So
Can you show me one finished edited photo?
yeah, these are just the isometric shots, but
Mm-hmm.
so you can see I have 4 angles of this one product, and then in addition to here is a sculpture of multiple pieces. So for this product,
Mm-hmm.
I will do one overhead shot, and then I will also do, it's actually doesn't show you the full resolution photo until you zoom in, but then I'll come straight above, and then I
Yeah.
And then in addition to the overhead shots, this is the isometric shots that go with that.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I have to kind of edit the photo before you get the full resolution. And we could cut this video and go out to the shop and you could see it in the shop, but the lighting there is not that pretty, so. And then I'll set up the camera on this post up here, so I look down at it, and because I'm using a fixed
For the headshot.
for the overhead shot,
Overhead, yeah.
I'll turn this wood in the long direction, and then I set up the camera with this mount that brings it onto the post overhead, and then I'm always shooting at the same distance, so the proportionality from piece to piece is always very consistent. So
Okay.
I'll just keep editing, but that's what I'm up to.
Yeah, I was just wondering, any purpose of this fur on the floor?
It's the purpose is reminding me of the German Shepherd I live with and how she has the softest, most beautiful coat of fur I've ever seen, and she leaves little pieces of me to look at throughout my work.
Oh, like little kisses of her.